morning. Today is Wednesday, October 1st. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. I'm Dr. Lana Pigao, Communications Director at Northwest College, and co-hosting with me this morning is Sharday Campbell. She is the Enrollment, Communications, and Social Media Manager. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm going to say something that everybody's going to say today. Can you believe it's October?
It didn't. September was like, all right, we had a good time. I'm heading out. Like it was. I don't know where it went, but it went quickly.
It did.
And now we're in this stretch where there's no holiday until Thanksgiving.
I know. But what's really got me is it's officially fall. There's pumpkin spice everywhere. When are the temperatures going to reflect the fall season?
I don't know, but pumpkin very much starts in September. They gave up on it aligning with the weather a long time ago, and I'm not a pumpkin girl, so it doesn't resonate with me. I may get there, but for those that are wondering how you can catch past episodes or how you can catch us daily, we are live on Houston City College's district Facebook page and YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and HCC TV at 5 noon and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Thanks, Sharday. So today for Small Business Wednesday, we are visiting with Austin Tennant about the upcoming virtual HCC Small Business Success Series. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning. Good to be here this morning. Thank you.
You know, Austin, every time we interview somebody from the Center for Entrepreneurship, your name comes up. You are a great mentor. So you should be very proud about that. And we will be right with you in about 10 minutes. But first, the HCC Foundation provides scholarship opportunities to our students, and some of the foundation's most loyal supporters come from our own ranks. Dr. Butch Harrod, president of the Central College, and Kathy Harrod, senior network analyst and Butch's better half, join us after this break to talk about why they give. Welcome back, and welcome Dr. Harrod and Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, tell us about your gift to the foundation. That's very exciting.
Well, it's a privilege, really, to be able to give back. And so this gift is really designed to help those that are most impoverished in our communities that HCC serves. I'm sure you're aware there was a recent article that spoke about Houston as being, unfortunately, the most impoverished major city in the United States. Being number one is usually a good thing, but not in this case. And we have people in our communities, our most economically disadvantaged communities, that unfortunately suffer from intergenerational poverty. So the gift really was designed with the intent of reaching those, because we know that education can be so transformational in the lives of our students and their families forever. So this is the intent and purpose of our gift.
Wow. Yeah, one of the reasons why I got into community college is because we really do change people's lives.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Kathy, how did your background and experience play into this decision?
Well, I've been an adjunct faculty member for many, many years. I won't say how long, too many to count. And most recently, I teach in the DIT COE for networking security. And a lot of the students that I teach work multiple jobs to make ends meet, and they want to transform their lives. And so if they're working multiple jobs and they can't submit their work on time, I think it's critically important that if there are scholarship opportunities for students that struggle financially, that this is something that can help them.
Absolutely. I wrote my dissertation on scholarships and student success.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And the smallest gift really helps the student, and it keeps them engaged, it retains them, and they complete.
Right.
So it's really important that students reach out and that folks give for scholarships. So what makes HCC special to you both?
Well, I guess I can start that. I've worked here a long time. We can start with that, but I started as an adjunct at HCC. This has really, truly been an opportunity institution for me. So part of the gift is our reflection, really, of saying, thank you, HCC, for all that you've done. let me express our gratitude, not just in service, but also in the way that we help our students. So they've allowed me to do extraordinary things. Since I started as an adjunct, I've completed my doctorate. I was instructor, believe it or not. I don't know if you know this, but I was an instructor and helped start the first Cisco program for the college. Networking, yeah, it was that for 3 years. Then I moved over to Northwest when I became dean, and they gave me other opportunities. They ended up sending me to Qatar, the nation of Qatar, where we started that nation's first community college. It's doing great now, by the way. And then ultimately I got to build the West Houston Institute, which is really sort of the crown jewel in HCC's buildings and that, and for what its intents and purposes are, which is to really teach and foster creativity in that. So, and now in my current role, I just think that the college has been so good to me personally, and it's made a difference in my life because, you know, my background was such that, and I'll let her talk about the same thing. My background was such as that I was the first in my family to graduate from college.
Same here.
So tell us about your experience with HCC.
Wow, it's a long one again. Basically a similar path to his. I actually transitioned from being a registered dental hygienist for many, many years
Wow.
and wanted to make a career change. And I see that a lot in my students, by the way. I want to make a career change. So HCC gave me that opportunity to do that, hired as a part-time hardware software tech. And then they sent me to Cisco training so I could teach at the academy. So we were team teachers, and it was pretty entertaining, as you might imagine, having him as a co-teacher. But in any case, so yeah, they loved it when he came in. He was telling jokes and entertaining, and I was teaching
Like still or mirror.
math and IB addressing, right? So anyway, we had a great time. And then again, going to Qatar, I worked in the computer labs and came back here and was offered the senior network analyst position, which I love because guess what? I work with my former students, 3 of them,
Wow.
and it's so much fun.
That is.
It's fun.
It's
Very,
really telling when your students
Yes.
come back.
yes.
After you've taught them everything and they're just learning and contributing as well.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us more about your scholarship. How do students qualify for it? What specifically are you all looking for to help students?
Well, we're trying to identify those that are the most economically disadvantaged, but really it's open to all students within the Central College's zip codes. And the reason I did that, it's not because I'm President Central, it's because those represent some of the most impoverished neighborhoods in Houston. So that was the intent and purpose of to focusing on that area specifically. There's other areas in the city that also have the same challenges. But really that's the important point. And to your point about even small amounts making a difference, really what I'm hoping the scholarship can be used for is to provide opportunities for them to complete a certificate program, which then allows an immediate pathway into employment. So we inaugurated 2 new programs at Central, our nails and lashes program. And, you know, you can come out of those programs and find work immediately.
Oh, yeah.
More importantly, you can, in working with our Center for Entrepreneurship, I know you have a gentleman coming up next to talk about those kinds of things, but in working with them, they have a small business seminars. And so basically you could complete that program, take the free courses in starting a small business and start your own business.
Yeah.
Imagine that going from being unemployed to having a certificate and now starting your own business after a few years, maybe working somewhere else. That's part of the goal. So with this specific scholarship, we're trying to address those needs.
Yeah, really giving a great opportunity to folks who probably didn't think they ever had a path to success and being independent. Yeah,
Right.
that's great.
Well, I was going to just make a quick comment. One thing she didn't say was she talked about being a dental hygienist, but she came back to HCC and took some courses, and she was actually accepted into UT Dental School to become a dentist and decided she'd go the computer pathway instead. But
Yes.
I was told that dental hygienist and dental hygiene school is actually very difficult. So
It's incredibly difficult. I have stories, but I want.
For another day, we don't.
Another
yeah.
day, right.
But it's actually a good pathway, though, you'll agree, to
It was,
gainful employment.
it is, and the daily rate of pay, which is what I worked for, I never worked in an office where I had benefits. So that made it difficult from a retirement perspective and benefits perspective. But what it allowed me to do was work part-time and stay home with our children. It
Yeah,
was,
and we have a dental hygiene program at HCC, not at my college, but at Coleman.
Coleman.
So I want to give a plug to them.
yes,
So it's those listening out there, this is a
Yes.
good pathway into a very good job.
yes,
So-
it is a great rate of pay.
Yeah. And the program that you teach in, that's a very popular program.
It is
now
very
as well.
popular, right?
Yeah.
Very popular.
Yeah, and we were talking on one show with, was it Patricia? Who she was in marketing and went over into DIT, which
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
very, very interesting. I thought that was an interesting
Yeah.
transition in
Right.
you going from dental hygiene.
I have
this.
several students in my current, I teach online
Mhm.
evenings, and current students are transitioning careers. And it's interesting, if they have the background engineering or sciences, it's so easy to make that
Yeah,
transition.
I bet. And it's so important. I mean, that's
It is.
something that
It is,
we are really,
right.
yeah,
Lots of jobs.
I have-
absolutely lots of jobs, secure,
Yeah.
Right.
secure jobs. Yeah.
Several of our student, in this particular class, they're doing that AI and robotics bachelor's program.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for being here and
pleasure.
contributing to our
Absolutely.
student success. Thank you, and we will have all your information in for the foundation in our post after the show. And after a quick commercial break, Sade will be back with our Small Business Wednesday guest.
Why wait on your dream job? At Houston Community College, tuition is only $33 per credit hour, with flexible schedules, over 100 programs, and campuses across Houston. HCC makes it easy and affordable. Your future for less. Houston Community College. Move your future forward.
All right, welcome back to Up to the Minute. We are happy to welcome our Small Business Wednesday guest, Austin Tennant, who is an executive leadership and business coach, business broker, and entrepreneur in residence at HCC since 2018. Good morning, Austin.
Morning, Sade. Thanks for having me on the show this morning.
So happy to have you on the show. A lot of times I've thought about this, right? And when people are stuck, you have two options, therapy or coaching. Right. And a lot of times people don't know the difference. And someone broke this down to me. They were like, therapy helps you deal with the past. Coaching helps you deal with the future, right? And plan for the future. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. And so having again, some coaching skills, I think even though there's a fair amount of therapy that goes into our coaching practices, coaching, we're really focused on specific outcomes, and particularly around the business space. And this is what makes my time here with the center so productive.
Yes, absolutely. And I took a look at your resume. My goodness, sir. My goodness. It is a privilege to have you at HCC, and specifically around business development and growth strategies, where a lot of people get stuck around. There's so much that could be done, but knowing where to focus. So let's start off with the Center for Entrepreneurship at HCC Northwest. It was the first one we've had. Tell us what led to this and the entrepreneurial offerings across HCC.
Sure. So several years back, the college had been participating in an area-wide business plan competition, And then and we were the judges, and we were part of the enablement process. And then the powers that be decided, well, we could take this to a different level. And then that's when they decided, under Dr. Zachary Hodges' leadership, to form the Center for Entrepreneurship. And then that's when we got a little bit more intentional and serious about developing some programs and initiatives that would support the business plan competition. And that was sort of became the genesis of the Small Business Success Series, which has been in place for about 8 years now, with some unbelievable successes that we've achieved. And then, as we move forward, that also gave birth to the HCC Mattress Max School of Selling.
Love to hear that. And this is such a great opportunity for entrepreneurs at every stage of the journey. So you told us a little bit about the Small Business Success Series, but what can people expect from it?
So there's several things. As you well know, everybody is on their own unique journey. So oftentimes people show up because they have an idea or a concept, and they want to explore it a little bit, maybe flesh it out some. And then others that show up for the program, they have been in business for quite some time, 2 to 10 years, and they just recognize that they could use another set of eyes on their business, or are open to the possibilities. What are some fresh new things that they can be exposed to? And so I warn my clients to try not to be all things to all people. But I think the Small Business Success Series is an exception, because what we share with people is some general business principles, whether you're in starting or enhancement mode. And then we have a variety of learning tools that people can take those general principles and then transform them and reduce them to what is a specific need for their particular either fledgling or beginning enterprise or their existing enterprise.
Yeah, and one thing you said, I just talked about this in my last interview with one of the finalists or winners of the business plan competition, is that his biggest takeaway was learning how to drill down to the market that he really truly needed to target and serve. And when you talked about trying to be everything to everybody, if you are everything to everybody, you are nothing to anyone.
Yes, we spent a lot of time on that, because I tell my workshop members, I says the fastest way to lose Austin in a session, if you start your business with, when you describe your ideal client profile or customer as anyone or everyone, I said, well, that doesn't work, because even the largest companies on this planet don't have a marketing strategy to touch 7 billion people on this planet. So how can you, as a 1 or 2 person shop, be smarter than the big guys? So
wow, you humbled them real quick, didn't you? Just in that one,
well,
that one little question.
Education. I don't know. It's called education.
It is. It makes you think, but that's really what coaching is. It's those probing questions that make you sit and say, you know what? Now it makes sense to me. It opens some things up. So I'm sure with those probing questions and the modules that that the participants are going through, they've had a lot of aha moments, and you've had some success stories. So what is an example of an entrepreneur that you think about that really got a lot from the series?
Yeah, there's one gentleman in the network, and I've kind of worked a little bit closer with him than some of the others, but this gentleman has a small family run business, and he's taking advantage of all the things that HCC offers. So we got started in the Small Business Success Series. So he had a business that was up and running, generating revenue and a small amount of profit. So he participated in the Small Business Success Series, did that. And so the Small Business Success Series has a couple purposes. Obviously, we're in teaching mode, but it's also a as a qualifying program for entry into the business plan competition. And this gentleman, Pete, took advantage of that, and he used the Small Business Success Series as part of his application into the business plan competition. And so I was fortunate enough to work with him through the business plan competition as his mentor / coach. So I got to know him and his business very, very well. So fast forward, he did exceptional in the competition. Didn't win a money prize, but what we like to say is anybody who completes the competition is a winner. And the only difference is some people get monetary prizes, but everybody gets a better understanding of how their business can be more successful. And then he graduated, we completed that program. Then he moved into the Mattress Max School of Selling. In fact, he just completed that last week or in the last couple of weeks. And so I had an opportunity again to interact with him in that environment. So what he did was all those learnings that he pulled together from the business, small business success series and the business plan competition. Now he has an opportunity to take it to the street, take it to his customers, and really, pour accelerant on his enterprise so he can create some good outcomes for his family business.
And I love to hear that because and just building on the learning, building on the momentum from each opportunity available. So can someone take one series or come back for more?
So even better, we've had people who have taken maybe the Mattress Max program multiple times. We offer the Small Business Success Series and the Mattress Max program virtually and in person. So oftentimes somebody may have taken it virtually, and then they'll come back and say, "Well, hey, I want to take this live and be in a live cohort." So we create those opportunities for people, and so just like everything else in life, it's all about the repetition. So sometimes we don't hear everything we need to hear the first time around, so we benefit from a second or third time. And most importantly, I think which is probably most important, our businesses are changing. I mean, every week new opportunities present themselves. So now we give people an opportunity to come back and retest some of their business assumptions because now something may have changed or maybe they're going a different direction.
All right, I'm going to tap into the salesman in you. I want this last question to be talked directly to the skeptical entrepreneur who may not know the value of being a part of this series or being a part of these programs. Why should they sign up and how can they sign up?
So let me go a little bit. I was going to make a joke and say, well, if the salesman to me, I said, well, get your checkbook ready because you're getting ready to write me a check. Just kidding. So professionally, what I do when I'm not working with HCC, I sell businesses. So I sell other people's businesses. I'm a business broker, M&A advisor. So when I have the opportunity, as we get ready to list a business, to do a bit of a deep dive into what the business has stood for through its history. And I will tell you, the biggest challenge for probably 95% of the business that we are going to sell is that they've let the foot off the accelerator of growth. So you'll often see that people's owners, their revenue has started to stagnate or trend down. And oftentimes when we ask, well, what's going on here? How do we explain that away? Oh, I took my eye off the ball. I stopped investing in marketing. I really don't like to get out there and sell, so on and so forth. So I tell people, you don't have to like selling. You just got to do it. And so this is why we really, really enjoy the Mattress Max School of Selling, because we have an opportunity to bring some real world principles developed by the master himself, Mattress Mac, and share that with the audience. And so we really get tactical about what it takes to be successful in the sales game. Because the thing is, and this is one of my mantras I borrowed from somebody else: if our businesses are not growing, they are dying. And the best way to make them grow is to have a daily commitment to prospecting and talking about the business and talking up with prospects.
All right. Well, a renewed commitment and a renewed focus is what you are going to be able to do when you are join this small business series. We've been talking to Austin Tennant, and we want to thank him for joining us for Small Business Wednesday guest. Right after the break, after a commercial break, Glenda and I will return with some news and announcements, and be sure to check out more details about the small business series posted after the show.
Thank you.
¿Por qué esperar para el trabajo de tus sueños? En Houston Community College, la colegiatura es de solo $33 por hora de crédito. Con horarios flexibles y campus en todo Houston, inscribirse en HCC es fácil y accesible. Houston Community College.
When a child is sick, there's one thing they need: a really big cookie.
Welcome to RMHC.
We're not big on poking sticks and beeping machines, but we're the best at playing dress up. We think the Tooth Fairy should travel everywhere, and while hospitals have doctors and nurses, we have mom and dad. Because at Ronald McDonald House Charities, we help families feel at home, even when they can't be.
Well, welcome back. Now on to news and announcements. The Prisoner Experience is a Southeast art exhibit. HCC students have received a grant from the Library of Congress to explore connections between the historic Sugar Land 95 convict labor gravesite and contemporary mass incarceration. Their work includes digital collections, photographs, audio recordings, and documents. The artist reception is 5 p.m. Thursday, October 2nd. The exhibition runs through October 24th at the Eastside Wedge Space. Check out our post after the show. And we have food scholarship program coming up.
Yes, HCC and the Houston Food Bank are continuing their food scholarship program, offering free groceries such as fresh produce, protein, canned goods, and more. The next one is happening tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at our A-Leaf Bissonnet campus. No registration is needed, but come early, bring your ID and grocery bags, and check the post after the show for details.
And today you get to explore options to cover costs for this fall semester. There's still time to find financial help for fall. Check out our post after the show for registration information on scholarships, loans, and work study programs.
All right. Well, connect with EAP. Be well wherever you are. We're focusing on being proactive and asking for help that is essential to managing stress and anxiety, to balance work and life, to get support in our relationships and financial and legal wellness. Challenges in one of those areas can definitely cause a ripple effect. So HCC offers support through its partnership with UTEAP. Be sure to check out the details posted after the show.
And fall registration does continue. There's still time to register for fall classes, including Second Start. HCC classes are offered in a variety of programs, semester lengths, and modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in-person, and hybrid labs. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply. And coming up Thursday, we learn how HCC supports student parents and preview a celebration of Asian American Pacific Islander arts. So stay with us on Facebook feed and on weekday mornings. Make sure you like this episode and follow us on social media. Thank you so much, Sade. Always a pleasure.
Yes, indeed.
And thank you for joining us. We will see you next time.